First person we have coming up tonight is James. He's got a land deal that I thought was pretty amazing that we're going to go ahead and let him tell you about.
Hi, I'm James Kaban. I just did a land deal that we did some marketing about a year ago. Let me go over here. You see.
How did you end up finding the property?
The lead actually came through our website, and we sent him a contract, and we renegotiated and ended up buying it still pretty cheap.
What did you? I see the purchase price was $52,000. Is that what they were asking for it, or did you have to?
Our initial contract that we sent out to him was for $38,000, and he's like, I can't do it for that low, and he's like, I've got $50,000 into it. I said, okay, so if I give you $50,000 cash in 20 days, you would take that? And he's like, yeah.
So, what was your initial strategy when you went into this? Was it something you were looking to wholesale, to develop?
Yeah, it was initially for wholesale. I pretty much wholesale land. That's my main focus.
All right. So obviously, since it's land, there's pretty much nothing you had to do for repairs. But what other costs did you have into it?
Yeah, we had John Bolton come out and do some drone photos for us. Got some video that way. Had some lawn care to take care of. The city of St. Cloud had their people come out and cite us like $250 a day if we didn't get the lawn mowed. So we were on top of that very quickly, and we only got the call from them once. So we were totally into that for $500.
That's not bad at all. How long did the process take from start to finish?
From start to finish, it took about 9 months. Marketing a property like that, especially the commercial lots at that price point, there's only a certain amount of people that are interested or even qualified to buy it. But I listed it on Craigslist, I listed it on LoopNet and several others, and had okay luck with it. And then I just turned it over to Commercial Realtor. And the funny thing there is actually I gave them all the leads that I got, and they closed those leads. So I found the buyer, but they took care of the. But they were able to come in with their experience and market it to them. And it was worth going that route just because I had other things on the side going on.
Did you have any partners on the deal, or did you come in with your own money for this?
Actually, I had partners, and basically what happened is I got the deal under contract. And since it's close, I went down to St. Cloud, looked at it, and I was like, yeah, I'd be foolish not to do this deal. So I immediately got on Facebook, and within 10 minutes, some people in, I don't know if it was CFRI, but it was CFRI members that basically said, yeah, I'll take a look at it. And in 15 more minutes, they're like, yeah, we'll do the deal. We'll fund it.
So why don't you just go ahead and run through what your actual costs were on these and kind of explain them what they were.
So we had a purchase price of $52,000. That includes the closing cost. We had maintenance and marketing of about $1,000. The commissions and closing costs there were $23,000, and then the real estate taxes and the CDD were about $18,000. And the CDD was one of the other reasons why people were not jumping on the property, because we were selling it for almost 50% of the market value. And it was a $10,000 annual CDD bond that had to be paid every year, I think till the year of 2035 or something like that. So it was a sizable amount of money that somebody would have to pay every year.
Okay, for those who don't know, can you explain to them what a CDD is?
Yeah, CDD is a community development district, and basically they take out bonds, I guess, to fund part of the community. Celebration is known for having those kinds of things. So sometimes you hear about homeowners association for Celebration, and then there's a second HOA. It's usually like the CDD that is the second HOA, and there's just another fee that adds up.
There's always more and more fees.
Yep.
So you ended up walking away with, it looks like, $103,000 profit in 9 months.
Yep.
That is an amazing deal for a piece of land.
Yeah.
Do you know how much actual time you had into it, whether it be driving to the property, doing marketing, how many hours of your time?
I mean, if I was to look at the amount of time in the deal that I worked on it, probably about 6 or 7 hours.
Not so bad.
Yeah, we split the 103,000 50-50. So I got 50% and my investors got 50%, and I believe they were all in self-directed entities, so they got it tax-free.
Who else wouldn't want to be doing deals like this all day long? Absolutely. Does anybody have any questions? Rob?
Thank you.
The question was, how did he ultimately sell it, and who did he sell it to?
All right, so I was contacted by a realtor in the beginning of the year, and I just gave him the information he wanted, and he was like, all right, I'll get back to you. And then at that same time, I was also looking at listing it with a commercial realtor, just because I didn't have commercial experience. And basically, a few weeks later, that guy called us back, and I just forwarded him right to the commercial realtor, and then they kind of talk to each other. Sometimes I get an email or a message from him, but I would always refer back to the commercial realtor. I kind of put them over there, yeah, and then they closed it.
One more question up front.
Yeah, I noticed it's commercial vacant land. Did you have road frontage or anything, or was it?
Yeah, this was in Stevens Plantation of St. Cloud. It was in the corporate campus. So it was not direct, it's not like a drive-by like a McDonald's. This was on the end of a cul-de-sac. There were medical offices. There was a prep school down the street. The St. Cloud Elementary was down the street. So there were a lot of open lots, and we just happened to get the only one that was not owned by the city.
You have a question up top?
Question about you. I think your first graphic showed you thought the value was close to 400,000,
Yes.
and you sold it for about half that. Was that? I mean, you're happy with your return, I'm sure, but was it a miscalculation, or was it more like? I'm just wondering why you might not have gotten more for it. Did you need to hold it longer, or was there a strategy there?
Well, when we first looked at it, there was a sold comp in the area for $300,000, and over time, after holding for 9 months, we realized that the market was going up in that area because it was kind of hot. And when we brought in the commercial realtor, they pulled numbers and it said it was $395. So I based everything off of $300,000 personally, and I knew I could get $197 for it. It was just finding somebody that had the money to go with $197, and they didn't negotiate down. Once we actually had the buyer, it was very fast. I think we closed in 30 days, and they paid cash.
Sir, you have another question?
Right. No, they didn't stumble across it. My website's optimized very well to come up in Google. Yeah, SEO is it.
How did he get the lead from his website? Was the question. All right. Thank you very much for that. It was a great deal.
Thank you.